like I said, if you're afraid to fail, you're also afraid to grow, because failure is the only sure way to grow. What's up, guys? Ted Ascending here, coming at you with a new style of content. I got this talk from some creator I seen a while back where he does these yap talks about just improving and different things you can do in the game. So I thought I'd give it a shot. So either you can listen to me yap about what I feel like you should work on and improve, or what I feel like what it takes to become a better player in Marvel Rivals, or you can just watch the mid game play behind. So a lot of players struggle with what character to pick in general, especially when they're first starting Marvel Rivals. So the most common answer is pick who you think is cool. That's probably the first criteria I would go off of, is like, pick who you think is cool. Like, I have a friend who plays Spider-Man, and I know Spider-Man's my favorite hero, but Spider-Man's really his favorite hero. And my man on day 2 of the game had 40-something hours, or 24-something hours in Spider-Man alone. So apparently he loves Spider-Man and thinks Spider-Man is really cool. That's one route you can go, or you can go with who you think looks. This one's kind of what I would say is a little taboo. But who do you think is the baddest baddie of the game? You know, like, do you like thick girls with squirrel tails? As pick Squirrel Girl. Do you like goth mommies who are dominant? Pick you up some damn what's her name? Some Hella. Do you like guys that run around in Panther suits? Pick up Black Panther, who I've been working on recently. But whoever you have a crush on in the game, a digital crush, go ahead and pick them up. Or you can go with the most common thing that people, it's what I like to call a common trap among most games and most medias, like competitive wise. You can find you a tier list on YouTube or Google or Reddit, and pick who you think you would like the most compared to who is the best in the game at the moment, or who has the best win rates, or things of that sort. I'm getting distracted by the gameplay behind, but yeah, me personally, I started out with Star-Lord because I had a really big connection with Star-Lord from the very first moment I seen Peter Quill in 2014 on the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I've always liked Star-Lord, but after seeing how well he was portrayed in that movie and how the storylines were put together and how everything meshed together, I was like, oh man, Star-Lord is him. Honestly, if my friend C wasn't playing Spider-Man, I'd probably be a Spider-Man main. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's probably the funnest character in the game to me, right next to Star-Lord. But lo and behold, you know, pick who you want to pick. Pick who you think you'd have the most fun with, and who you think you can play for a while. Because if you're picking up somebody just to be like a tier whore, like, you know, pick a top tier, you know, like the Sanford Kelly clip, pick a top tier. You might not have the urge or the will to keep pushing past that 20-hour mark with the character to get them lord, or, you know, to get the experience you actually need. You have to actually want to play the character. If you don't want to play the character, you're not going to play the character. And as crazy as that sounds, it is what it is. Coming across from different, like, multimedias like Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear, Mortal Kombat, Marvel, Overwatch, Valorant. If you don't like the character, you're not gonna put in the effort to get good with the character. So keep that in mind when you're choosing a character. Another thing that people struggle with when they first get into Marvel Rivals or any other competitive game is the fear of playing ranked. This is a big one because I also used to fall victim to this same thing. The fear of playing ranked, or let me say the fear of losing ranked points, or losing rank in general. Don't let the fear of failure keep you in that same little bubble you're in. Like right now, I got to gold 3, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna just chill on it and learn the game. And that's what I've been doing. I'm about to pick up rank again just to, like, you know, get more competent in it now that I have more characters under my belt. But don't be afraid to hop in. Throw yourself in those uncomfortable situations. Throw yourself in those situations where you feel unsure, or where you feel like you're not usually in control. Because the more you put yourself into it, just like battle royales, which I play a lot of Fortnite and I come from a bunch of PUBG. Don't be afraid to throw yourself into those situations that you don't ever get into. Drop hot on those hot spots in like PUBG or Fortnite. Play Valorant. Play that DPS you don't feel like you can do well with, but you just want the practice with. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, because as soon as you're afraid, that's when your plateau starts. You'll be stuck on the same level for months. months. I won't say a year because you can always break out of a plateau, but months. That's where you don't want to be. The character crisis situation that we talked about before also has the potential to do that same thing and lock you to a certain level that you don't want to be at. But hop in rank, man. Don't be afraid to lose them points. They're points. They're digital currency to show what your skill level in the game. Don't let them points dictate how you play the game or how you want to play the game, you know? Another thing, just because your friends are higher ranked than you, that don't mean nothing, bro. That just means they've had more time to play the game and more time to experiment and see, you know, dive into that game. Don't let it like pigeonhole you. Don't let it bottleneck your success and your progress because you don't want to lose a measly like 50 points or you don't want to lose an MR. Bro, if you don't get your tail out there and play that game, man, as you can see, I'm playing some Star-Lord here. Before I picked up Black Panther, I was grinding some Star-Lord. Grinding. I'm still am. He's almost to Lord. I just haven't got him there yet. But man, that's what I'm saying. Don't chop your own success before you even have a chance to succeed. That's a bar. Don't steal that. That's fine. But yeah, man. Another common problem that a lot of new players come up with is they don't want to play support, or they don't want to get stuck playing support or a role they don't like. Now, in these type of games, hero shooters, it's best to learn at least 2 roles before you hop in the ring or you start playing more competitive, just so you can have someone else to fall on that's not necessarily like, you're not only stuck playing like Jeff the Land Shark, you know. You can play a Luna Snow or you can play an Invisible Woman, you know. And don't just let that role dictate how and when you play too. If you like playing support, keep playing support by all means, but if you feel like you only play support and you want to play some tank by chance, go ahead and dive into tank. Like I said, don't be scared to make your own decisions, because as soon as you are, that's when you start bottlenecking. So if you play support all the time and you don't want to play support, play some DPS. Like my friend Afro, he main support. Even though he got a Hulk, his Hulk is godlike. He has a Hulk, he mains support. But when he hop on DPS, he be dropping crazy shit the other day. Like, I don't have the footage. It's on a VOD somewhere. This man dropped 40, 50 kills on Moon Knight. He don't ever play DPS like that, but that's because he's always locked to support. When he finally had the chance and got tired of being killed in the backline by Spider-Man, he played Moon Knight and dropped the 40 bomb and won us the game. That's what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to like try new things. Don't be stuck in your own bubble. Don't be stuck in support. Don't be stuck in DPS, which no one's ever stuck in DPS. They just refuse to play tank or support. That's another thing. Do not insta-lock. Like, don't insta-lock DPS, but don't insta-lock in general. It's good to hover. That's why the option is there, so you can like show your team who you're thinking about playing. I always hover over DPS or tank just at the beginning because those are my most comfortable roles. But if like people want to play those roles and they select them first, you know, or we have some communication in the lobby that they want to play some DPS for now, or they want to switch DPS to support or support to tank, or you know, vice versa, I'm down with it. I have it insta-locked, and you know, it leaves the option for any of us to play any role without feeling like, oh, we're gonna insta-lock 6 DPS or insta-lock 5 support or 4 tanks. You know, just leave the option on the board. I will say you don't have to necessarily follow that either. You can always just hover over DPS, and like, if you feel like the DPS ain't doing nothing, you can play DPS. But like, don't be rude. Don't BM somebody because they're not doing great. But yeah. Don't be a dick, man. Don't insta-lock fucking Black Panther. I know I'm not the one to say that now from my recent vines, but don't insta-lock DPS when you know you've been like going 0-10, 0-12. Take a chance, go on tank. Go on tank. Sorry, I'm dealing with some allergies, so it's a little rough on me. This video is gonna be the least amount of edit. Ugh, you see that nasty ass Star-Lord dodge? Remember when I recorded this, I was learning the timings to dodge on certain ultimates, and that was when I didn't have to dodge twice. I just wasn't sure. Starting out is so easy, man. I know that it's scary, and there's a bunch of things that you don't necessarily want to go through, or a bunch of things you don't necessarily want to like do. Like support, don't be afraid. There's so many people that don't play support, and support is the most popular role because it's the role that no one wants to play. But like I said, I reached gold a month ago, And now I don't ever get the chance to play support. The supports are already locked up with 2 people waiting in the backline to play support. So like DPS, that's another thing. Oh man.
The battle starts in 5,
So
4, 3, 2.
I know there are roles in the game. Like there's DPS, there's tank, there's support, right?
Got it?
Excuse me. But a lot of people, especially beginners, don't know or talk about that there's also micro roles under those initial roles in general. So let's say you got let me go first start out by saying some of the different type of off roles that you have. You have a tank, your basic tank, which is like, let's say your heavy hitters, your shielders, you know, your big shields, your big bulky boys. Like let's say Groot, you got Magneto and Strange. Those are probably the most common tanks you'll see that are like in the vanguardish roles. But then you have characters that are like more off tank, like Captain America. Captain America is damn near an assassin if you play him right. He's really whatever you want him to play like, but there's people like Captain America that are good at rushing the enemy backline and just disrupting, doing irreparable damage to their backline and keeping them occupied so your DPS and your healers can push up and take points. Then, like, let's go to DPS for instance. We already talked about like your classic vanguards and some of your dive tanks like Venom. Yeah. Before I go out of tanks, let's talk about Venom. Venom's sole purpose is to dive the backline, disrupt everybody's play, make them waste cooldowns, and then zip out. That's pretty much like Captain America, except Captain America is meant to get in there and just go crazy and then try and get out. So DPS. So you know you got your classic DPSs, like we call them hit scan. So you got your Star Lords, hit scan. Hit scan is pretty much basically where you aim, and wherever you're aiming at or your reticle is exactly where your bullet's gonna go. There's no drop off. Those characters are Hela, they are Black Widow, they are Star Lord, and they are Punisher. Those are your hit scan characters. Then you got characters who are more projectile based, who are like your stereotypical hero shooter characters with projectiles. Projectiles aren't hit scan because when they throw their abilities out and their attacks, they have a slight fall off. But they typically do a big chunk of burst damage because they're not hit scan. Those characters are Namor. You know how you throw Namor's spear and it has that curve to it, but it does a big brick of damage. That's a hit scan character. So you got Bucky. His bullets fall off, but not as strong as like people like Namor. You got, let me see, I already named Namor. I already named Buck. Who else? Who else is out there? I can't remember, so I digress. But then in support, you have your true supports, like a Cloak or like, nah, I wouldn't even say those are like true supports. You got like your true supports, like utility supports, like Rocket Raccoon, who's literally there just to like buff the team and like make sure the team has everything they need. Then you have more of your like upfront battle supports like Luna Snow. You have your Mantises who are like damage supports. Supports that can like do stuns and also do big damage. So there's always more ways to learn about the game, you know. Don't feel like you're stuck in one role because you're in that role. Don't feel like you have to do that. All you have to do is remember what I've spoken about in this video if you're a beginner in Marvel Rivals, and you'll be fine. Don't bottleneck yourself into a role that you don't want to, and also don't put yourself in a plateau and then look at yourself from outside in and think like, dang, why can't I escape this plateau? It's because you put yourself in that plateau. I know I'm talking about it like I'm a master of like getting off of plateaus and stuff. No one's a master of getting off of plateaus. The only way to get off a plateau is if you focus on your errors. Like I said, if you're afraid to fail, you're also afraid to grow, because failure is the only sure way to grow. Remember what I said in this video, and happy playing Marvel Rivals. I'll catch y'all on the interwebs. Don't forget to hit the like button and the sub button to become a member of the box today. Tell me if you guys like this type of content style, or like, you know, if you like the yaps. I know it's kind of like jacking off some wait, jacking what? It's kind of like, it's not stealing, but it's like kind of bumming off of somebody else's idea. I've had this idea with fighting games before, and I've done it before on stream. I just never uploaded it. But tell me what you guys thought about this type of content. If you want to see more of it, if you want to see it for more different mediums like Street Fighter or anything like that. And as always, don't forget to crunch that like button, and I'll see you on the interwebs. Peace.